Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Chicken Police, possibly for the last time because we are about to wrap up this case, or so it looks like anyway. So we know that this Wessler is not Ibn Wessler but Albert Wessler, Ibn's crazy twin brother who killed Ibn and then took his place in order to get closer to Natasha. But theoretically, someone else could have sent those threats to Natasha. That's still possible, but I think that it's safe to assume that it was Albert, because he's suffering from multiple personalities disorder. Because, like I said, he's a mad rat. So we know about all of that, and now we're about to finally confront Ibn. I keep confusing those two names. So now we're about to confront Albert and tell him that we know what's going on here. So we'll see if we leave this residency with Albert in handcuffs or maybe in the body bag. We'll see. So without further ado, let's see if we can end this Let's Play in this episode. So.
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
Oh, so now you can tell the difference. He still looks the same to me. I mean, he still looks like Ibn.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have heard that, huh? I wonder how.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Well, okay, maybe from this angle he actually looks like Albert, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
Oh, I take that as a compliment.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler.
Alright, let's start. So, what can we ask? Natasha Katsenko, piece of a painting, and photo of the Wesslers. Well, let's start from the top.
I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, she, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler, what Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
Ouch.
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You are now pushing it, Albert.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
What was that sound? Okay.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
Okay, well, we are on a good start already. So, piece of a painting which is from this painting, apparently.
About the painting.
Yeah, my brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but still, he's a rather troubled individual.
You don't say.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
No, so he made that one too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself.
Okay, and lastly, photo of the Westlers. I think that's the photo with the Westlers and Natasha we found from Albert's room in the asylum.
This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
At least I think it is.
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who do you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
Well, of course he was. He was the one doing the painting.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
Eh, I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Don't we all?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
Okay, Albert's letter.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha,
More like a confession.
in which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her, even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
Okay, so he's pretty much admitting that he's Albert, or so it seems like to me. Okay, so now we can actually interrogate him. Again, this is actually our second time we are interrogating him, but last time we thought we were talking to Ibn. Also, did we get an update? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's just continue. Oh, shit, never mind. I guess we are not interrogating him.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up. And to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Okay, Marty, where's Big Bertha or Susie or Linda? Anyone? We could use your ladies help here right about now. Okay, we're not off to a good start here. So, well, we have only one option here for now.
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want to see. I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Okay. When did you decide to take your brother's place? You wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers, didn't you? Yeah.
You wanted to wrap everyone around your dirty little fingers, didn't you?
I couldn't involve anyone. You have to understand. No one besides myself, of course.
So, you included yourself in the plan. And did you agree with you?
Do you think it's funny, Santino? The position I'm in? Do you think I did it for power?
You wanted to rule over something, didn't you? Especially over Natasha.
I wanted to rule my fate. My actions, my will, myself. And yeah, then over everyone else who ever did me wrong, or who I once loved.
Such selflessness.
Selflessness? Yeah, don't make fun of yourself, Sonny. Selflessness is the refuge of the weak and cowardly. Yeah, tell me, did you act out of selflessness when you decided to involve your partner in all this?
No, Mr. Wessler, but it's not about me.
You see? You two are just hypocrites, pathetic statues. But under your stone skids, yeah, you're nothing but rotting corpses.
Have you ever thought that maybe you should have become a psychologist?
Yeah, you won't be laughing for long, Santino. I guarantee it.
Well, that wasn't a good option. Okay. I wonder if he shoots us. If this meter goes way down here to the minus until the entire bar is black. I wonder if that happens. Well, does it make you happy to control others? Did you believe that you were Ibn Wessler? Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler? Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately? Did you enjoy tearing out your own brother's tongue? How did it feel? Well, it says imposter, manipulator, and cruel. So should we ask this? Because he's so cruel. I was thinking about asking this, but this seems just a bit too practical question. And besides, I don't think it really matters in the end, but did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy tearing your own brother's tongue out?
Did you enjoy tearing out your own brother's tongue? How did it feel?
Yeah, you think you know everything, don't ya? You know nothing. It was the sacrifice of a lifetime. But most are too cowardly to act when the time comes.
On the contrary, it's a cowardly act. Is that why you hate yourself so much, Albert?
Don't call me that, you hear?
I can't help it, that's your name.
Albert Whistler's dead, Mr. Featherland.
Oh shit, okay, that was a terrible question to ask. Okay. What would you have done if Natasha found out? Kill her too? What made you think you can deceive Natasha? Well, because they look the same, I suppose. You know, I'm now kind of curious to see. If he will just shoot us if this entire bar goes black. So let's try that. I'm gonna ask this. What would you have done if Natasha found out?
What would you have done if Natasha found out? Kill her too?
You know what? Maybe yeah. Maybe I would have ended myself too.
Narcissistic pricks like you never commit suicide, Albert.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to insult someone who's pointing a revolver at your stomach, Detective?
Well, our first fail. Questions asked for focus accuracy 0. You need to listen to your instincts, Sonny. Concentrate on the focus and try again. Okay, well, we have to try.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Okay, so he didn't shoot us. That's kind of disappointing, actually. Well, anyway, he's not who he says he is, and he might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this.
What were you thinking, Albert?
Until the end of my life, if need.
Why did you think that?
Yeah, I knew it would.
Skipping through that. Okay. So, which one did we say last time? We said this one, didn't we? When did you decide to take your brother's place? Okay.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious. From the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Abel would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Okay. So, did you ever believe that you were even Wessler? Why did you have to mutilate Evan? Why didn't you just kill him immediately? Yeah, we said this last time, so one of these two. Did you ever believe that you were Ibn Wessler, or why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately? Well, let's try this.
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
Weird way of showing your love, Albert.
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see it.
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, Detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies. And that's why I couldn't kill him.
Not immediately, you mean?
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit I've underestimated him.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Oh, was it now? Was it really?
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your current situation, and doesn't even suit you.
But then again, what practical good would it have done to gouge one of his eyes on purpose? I mean, cutting his tongue I can understand that, and breaking his fingers so he can't talk or write anything down and tell anyone who he really is, but poking out his eye? I don't see any practical reason for that. So maybe it was an accident, but doesn't really matter now, does it? Okay, that wasn't a good choice either. Shit. Sometimes this is so complicated. Does it make you happy to control others, Albert? Did you enjoy tearing out your one brother's tongue? Here we asked that last time. So you feel you are two people. So you feel you are two people at the same time now. Well, that's an interesting question, so let's ask that.
So you feel you're two people at the same time, even now?
Does it sound crazy? Maybe it is. But Ibn lives inside me. Sometimes he's even stronger than Albert ever was.
Do you think you can avoid the gas chamber with this, Albert?
I don't have to avoid anything, Sonny. You and your friend, will never leave this place. It's better if you start getting used to the thought.
You're not the cold-blooded killer you'd like to think you are.
Yeah, do you think so? Try me, detective.
Okay, that was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after. What made you think you can deceive Natasha? What would you have done if Natasha found out? Kill her too? What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn, in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
Well, for us, it literally is, yeah.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Everything's gray in this world. Only two things have color.
I'm trying to think of that what he's referring to, but I'm sure that he will say it soon. But where have we seen color? We have seen the red color in blood, the message on the wall, and there's this one mirrored painting thingy that was in the asylum. But well, what are those two?
Love and hate.
I see you understand now, Sonny.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
Albert, you're everything I'm not, and I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, detective.
Alright, that was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why, isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
His hand is shaken. I hope that he doesn't have very... that his trigger finger is not, well, trigger happy right now. Well, I bet it is, but try not to shoot us by accident, will you?
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
Is what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
Okay. How are we gonna do that, I wonder? Well, luckily we got only one option right now. When was the moment you decided to kill Albert?
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
To kill him? Albert, even?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert. But we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Okay. So he's imposter, manipulator, cruel and wounded. You are just a cheap copy, you know that, right? Do you think you can explain you can explain everything with your insanity? What did you do? What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up? You enjoyed leading everyone by the nose, didn't you? What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up? I'm kinda curious to know that too, so I'm just gonna ask this.
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
That's a sharp-turned detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy come from?
Jealousy? What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car, living in a mansion, with the city's most desirable woman in his bed. Why wouldn't you be jealous?
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control and dangerous.
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old Mom. She never hurt a fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his brother.
Okay. So Albert killed their mother too. What a bastard.
But he never forgot who did this to him either, did he?
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced Natasha in the end.
Yeah, and that turned out to be a big mistake from his part.
And that was his downfall.
Exactly.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours, too.
Okay, that was a not necessarily the best question to ask, but at least we didn't go to negative. Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert? When did you decide that we too have to die? Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert?
Did you hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibn. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had always been a coward, a pitiful nobody.
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibn either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things, Albert?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should I use?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
Okay. So, if you still had a spine, you would put that gun to your own head. Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind. Yeah, I think that this is the obvious right question.
Natasha was kind to you, right? Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, based on our first encounter with her, yeah. And he's trembling like crazy. I'm afraid that he will shoot us just by accident any second now.
I think I do, yes.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Could that have something to do with the fact that you sent those threat messages? Or at least I'm assuming that Ibn/Albert was the one who sent those threatening messages. Could that have possibly something to do with it, Albert/Ibn, whatever you want to be called? Well, we got only one option here now. Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
Okay, I think it's safe to say now that Albert was the one who sent those threatening messages to Natasha. Like I said earlier, it is theoretically still possible that someone else did it, but I think it's now clear that it was Albert.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
Oh shit.
So long, Albert.
Who's going to fall? 60% accuracy. Decent cop still. Albert is Ibn Wessler himself. Well, no shit. The madman took his brother's place and is trying to tie up loose ends. If we don't catch him now, maybe it'll be too late. Yeah, let's just continue. Oh, it was Natasha. My first guess was Marty.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But believe me, I still thought carefully before firing.
About who to target?
You know, I truly loved Ibn.
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly,
No, the cops are here.
The cops? But how? How do they know?
My thoughts exactly. Did you call them, Natasha?
I have no idea, Marty.
do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia, maybe?
Olivia?
They are reading my mind.
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Oh, great. Now we are never gonna hear the end of it.
Hello, boys.
Well, it seems to be rather calm.
Now, before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Aw, Monica.
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
Well, we already own her shoes, high heels.
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys,
Yes, boss.
don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Okay, he's taking this quite well.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So, can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
Alright. Achievement unlocked. Oh hey, Tim is here too. Great, of course he is. Or maybe he was the one who called the cops, but no, it was Monica, of course it was. Already forgot about that. Already forgot that it was Monica who did it. So we have two characters whom we have not, at least according to the game, met. But actually I do know who these two are, because I've been watching other people play the game as well. But don't worry, I have not watched further than I have played, so I have not spoiled anything for myself. But these two characters here are the Bobcat and then the Ram, the bouncer at the Tsar Club, whose name is, by the way, Archibald. If only I had talked to him one last time, we would have found out what his name is, and it's Archibald. So, not quite Bill, but not quite Bob either. And yeah, the second one is the Bobcat/Lynx, who tried to shoot us from the car, and whom we also met briefly in the last episode. So those are the two characters that are missing from here. Anyway, let's see what we have here. The old man's small, hairy heart softened in the end, huh? And all it took was the downfall of a gangster empire. Nothing more. Yeah, nothing more. Should we check the Albert one? So much to read here. Let's see, which one was the last one that we read? Albert's brother Ibn took him out of the asylum on several occasions. Okay. Albert honestly believes he and Ibn Wessler are one and the same. Two souls in one body. I don't even know what to think about this madness, but one thing is without question. Albert is a vicious beast and he has to go down, no matter what. Albert would have done anything to prevent his secret from emerging, but it was too late. Natasha felt something wasn't right with him, and so did everyone else pretty much, and Albert knew he couldn't get away with it. It's simple. Deadly simple. Anyone else? What about Natasha? It goes all the way to the second page. What a surprise. In the end, she was the one who pulled the trigger and saved us. But of course, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have been in this situation in the first place. Okay. Anything else? In the codex, maybe? Any last bits of lore or something? I guess not. Stat-wise, Natasha's questioning was our weakest performance, only 40% focus accuracy. Everyone else, well, Ibin and Deborah we got 60%, and also with Albert. Everyone else is almost 100, 90%. Okay, well I guess we talked to everyone here before we, well apparently we can't leave this place yet, so let's see what happens. So let's start with these two. Monica.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those fur heads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
Pleasant.
It was for us too, believe me.
Well, that I do believe. Anything else?
How did you know we were here?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
Aw.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
Okay. And boss, Blood Boil?
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I guess he'll be just... I think he'll be like that. Just get out of here already. Okay, Tim?
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
What a hell of a twist that would have been.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey!
Okay, one last time.
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Wessler Empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
Okay, and lastly, Natasha.
What will happen to her now?
Well, nothing, I guess.
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea.
Well, she hasn't done anything illegal. She still owns the Tsar Club, and hey, maybe she inherits his entire freaking mansion and Wessler Empire. I mean, who else is going to do it? I think she's gonna be just fine.
So, what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything...
Yes, I know where to find you.
See you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Goodbye, detectives.
Okay, are we done here?
And what about you, Sonny?
Yeah, are you gonna retire?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now, don't we?
Yes, I think you're right.
Okay, and then what? Do we go inside? Oh, Bosco is here too, and Olivia. Okay, so these two henchmen are the ones that are missing from our diary, logbook, whatever you call it. Archibald and whatever this guy's name is. But Bosco, hi.
Look at that. The mongrel caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Except that he doesn't have a tail, apparently.
Yuck.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
Well, they are henchmen and bodyguards after all. If they didn't show up, they would be terrible at their job.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded.
Oh.
If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco.
Okay, anything else?
Nice catch, Bosco. You can mount them on your wall as trophies.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
Okay, and what about you two?
Please tell me there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky. Gentlemen?
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this, rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Oh hey, he's been a good sport about it.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Wessler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Well, can't say the same about this guy.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing.
Don't piss him off too much. Yeah, anything else?
I hope we'll meet again, gentlemen.
In better circumstances.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
I think he has already tried.
Maybe I will, Mr. Featherland.
I certainly hope so, pal.
Okay, and Olivia, what are you gonna do now?
Do you think she was part of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
Yeah, I could believe that.
You may be right.
Well, let's talk to her.
Hey, Olivia.
Marty,
I just, wanted to thank you
for what exactly?
for trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employee is dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
My thoughts exactly. Yeah, of course you didn't, Marty. Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
Not that I can blame him.
I think I'll manage. I always do.
Such a strong and independent woman. Or bird.
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
Yeah, give it up, Marty. She shut you down how many times in this game so far? Okay, so we are done with here. We can't go inside the mansion itself.
Look at all these plants. It's like nature's claiming back what's hers.
Didn't you say this last time?
Yeah, amazing.
Strange how someone so rotten inside, like Wessler, can still dream something so beautiful to surround himself with.
Yeah, very amazing, but now what? Do we leave this place? I don't see any option to do that.
Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha. You saved our lives.
But it was also me who endangered you in the first place, right?
Well, I won't argue about that.
Okay, who are we supposed to talk to? Blood Boil?
Santino, you're doing that on purpose?
Well, yeah, I am doing it on purpose now, because I don't know where to go, boss.
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you heard the man, so why can't we still leave? The boss is telling us to leave, and the game doesn't give us the option. Natasha saved our lives at the last minute, once Albert had revealed everything, so there we go, that's it. But is it really over? Is it really over, you ask? Are you saying that this game will go on? Not that I would complain, I would be just surprised. And delighted. But now what do we do? Oh hey, Filmar is here too. What are you doing here?
What about him? How the hell did he wind up here?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be.
Well, let's talk to him and find out.
You? What are you doing here?
I was just driving around, you know.
Driving around Wessler Mansion.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations when it was hard not to.
Okay, but the question now is, who hired you? Natasha or maybe Madame Zevas?
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Well, at least he's keeping them.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Guano. I believe that guano is basically means bad shit.
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
Or maybe it's bird shit too, I don't know. Anything else?
I think I have an idea who hired you, Phil.
Natasha or Madame Zevas?
Hey, stop it right there. I don't want to know who you think.
Oh, are you afraid your reaction would give you away?
Huh, you wish, pal.
Okay.
Anyway, it's good to see you here, Hawkeye.
I'm glad you made it out alive. It didn't take you much.
Yeah, not much.
Okay, are we now done here?
So, here they are, ladies and gentlemen.
Apparently,
the
yes.
Chicken Police, in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim, drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Damn, he really has softened up now.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police, say cheese.
Look at Sunny's reaction. So Natasha Katsenko went missing. I read that. The following animal species were not included in this game. And a bunch of scientific names that I don't even know what animals they're supposed to be. Lost shark. Okay. Mostly because during the development of the game, all these species have been declared extinct. According to the lowest possible scientific estimate, between 200 and 2,000 extinctions occur every year. Well, shit. That is 1,000 times higher than the natural extinction rate. Okay, so that was the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna let the credits roll here, and then I'm gonna give my brief thoughts on the game. So, see you then.
Keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Chloe's still lying in my bed. All the corners are dead inside. The whole goes to black and white. The moon is falling, I hear you calling. My city is on fire. I hear a bang and my heart beats skips. Rock hard knuckles and easy checks. Where are you, baby? I'm still your lady. I'm gonna burn you down. I try to run away, but my soul keeps me turning back. I'm tired of being sane. Chloe's still lying in my bed. It's dead.
To be continued? Maybe? I would love that.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Oh. Whatever happens, happens. Spike Spiegel. So, that was Chicken Police, painted red. And what a great, unique and fun game that was. I'm gonna go as far as to say that Chicken Police is my adventure game of 2020. Beautiful Desolation being close second, followed by Lizard Larry, Wet Dreams Dry twice. Those are my games of 2020. Right off the bat, the best thing about the game, this game, is its world building. I don't usually care for games with humanoid-like animals who speak and act like humans, because it tends to be nothing more than a gimmick. Never exploring how the society works with various species from cats and dogs to birds and insects, prey and predators living together. Chicken Police, however, explores that and explains how the world works and what their history is like. Reading codex updates on different countries, organizations, their history, stuff like meat substitute, fur and leather and so on was some of the most interesting parts of the game. I just wanted to learn more about the world. And the second reason why I don't usually care for games with humanoid-like animals is because the art style doesn't appeal to me. Chicken Police is an exception in that sense as well. I love the game's black and white noir look and style. I could even call the game sexy looking. But anyway, yes, the animals look weird with human torsos, hands and feet and animal heads, but I think it works. I think part of the game's humor comes from how seriously the game takes itself, while at the same time the characters have realistic animal heads, making the whole setting ridiculous. Speaking about characters, they are great. Sonny and Marty are some of the best adventure game protagonists I have seen in a long time, and they are great on their own. But I think they are the best when they are together. It's fun listening to their banter. The side characters were also fun and interesting, with great voice acting. As for flaws, well, this game is an interactive visual novel, like The Blind Prophet for example, but better, so this game doesn't really focus on puzzles that much. I remember only 2 puzzles that might make you think about the solution for a while, but if I figured them out as fast as I did, I'm sure most people can as well, so they were not that challenging. So the puzzles, what little there is, are very easy and the game focuses mostly on story, characters and dialogue, all of which are great. I did notice how the spoken dialogue and subtitles did not always match, which is not a huge deal to me, but it was still noticeable. At least the grammar was correct, or at least I didn't notice any serious grammar mistakes or flaws like I did in The Blind Prophet. Story-wise the game was quite predictable around the last third part of the game, when we learned about the existence of Albert Wessler, who is Ipin's twin brother. Once I learned about that, I was like, yeah, I know what's going on now. That's maybe the only serious flaw that I can think of as far as the story goes. The game also felt short. This is the 17th episode, so Chicken Police is not one of the shortest adventure games that I've ever played, but I think that the focus on dialogue and story and the lack of challenging puzzles may have made the game feel shorter than it really is. And I just love the game so much that I wanted more of it, so that's another reason why, no doubt. And hey, maybe we get another game like this from the Wild Gentleman in the future, be it in a form of a sequel or a spin-off. So those are my immediate thoughts about the Chicken Police. Chicken Police, painted red, so far. And naturally I'm going to make a separate my thoughts on video about this game at some point in the future when I get the time, although I might make another one before that first. And yeah, I don't have anything else to add right now at this point, but I will have more to add when I actually make my thoughts on video, so look forward to that. And with that, I'm going to end this Let's Play here. So, thank you for watching my blind playthrough of Chicken Police, painted red, and see you in the next adventure.